Hey there, fellow survivalists. Welcome back to the Prepped Daddy channel, where we make sure you're ready for anything. I'm your host, Prepped Daddy, and today we're continuing week 3 of our survival skills series. This week, it's all about building shelter. Today we're diving into day 5, Native American and Indigenous people shelter tips. Let's learn from the masters of living in harmony with nature. 1. Location selection. First up, location is crucial. Native Americans and Indigenous people knew to look for areas that offer natural protection. High ground is excellent to avoid flooding, and areas with natural windbreaks like large boulders or dense trees provide additional shelter. Pros: flood avoidance. High ground reduces flood risk. Natural windbreak. Dense trees and boulders offer wind protection. Cons: resource accessibility. Sometimes high ground might be far from water sources. Difficulty: easy. 2. Framework construction. Building a solid framework is essential. Indigenous people often used flexible branches like willow to create a sturdy frame. Bend the branches into a dome shape and secure them together at the top. Pros: sturdy structure. Dome shape provides stability. Material availability. Willow and similar branches are commonly available. Cons: skill required. Requires knowledge of how to bend and secure branches. Difficulty: moderate. 3. Insulation and covering. Insulation is key to staying warm. Native Americans used leaves, bark, and even animal hides to cover their shelters. Layering these materials ensures excellent insulation. Pros: good insulation. Natural materials provide effective insulation. Availability: materials like leaves and bark are easy to find. Cons: time-consuming. Gathering and layering materials can take time. Difficulty: moderate. 4. Wigwam and tipi structures. Wigwams and tipis are iconic structures. Wigwams are dome-shaped and often covered with bark or mats, while tipis are conical and covered with hides. Both are excellent at shedding rain and withstanding wind. Pros: weather-resistant. Both designs are highly effective against weather. Efficient heating. Tipis have a central fire, which is very efficient for heating. Cons: materials needed. Require specific materials like animal hides. Difficulty: difficult. 5. Indigenous tips and tricks. Indigenous people had a deep understanding of their environment. Here are some practical tips you can use. Moss insulation. Use moss as a natural insulator. It's abundant and easy to gather. Pack it between layers of branches or sticks to create a warm, insulated shelter. Pine needle flooring. Cover the ground inside your shelter with pine needles. This provides a soft, dry base and additional insulation. Tree selection. Birch trees are ideal for making waterproof coverings. The bark can be peeled off in large sheets and used to cover your shelter. Smoke holes. If you build a fire inside your shelter, make sure to leave a small hole at the top for smoke to escape. This helps keep the inside warm and smoke-free. Quick fire starters. Indigenous people often carried dry tinder like cedar bark or polypore mushrooms in a waterproof container to start fires quickly in any weather conditions. Pros: utilizes local resources. Makes use of available natural materials. Efficient techniques. Time-tested methods for effective shelter building. Cons: knowledge required. Requires understanding of local flora and fauna. Difficulty: moderate. These tips and techniques from Native American and Indigenous people are invaluable for building effective shelters in the wild. Always practice these skills to be ready when it counts. Now let's get interactive with some asks and tasks for you. Asks: have you ever tried building a traditional shelter? Share your experiences. What's your go-to material for insulating your shelter? Let us know. Have you ever used camouflage techniques to hide your shelter? How did it go? Tasks: practice building a mini wigwam or tipi in your backyard. Try using natural materials to insulate a simple shelter and test its warmth. Experiment with camouflage techniques to hide your shelter. Remember to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any of our survival tips. Leave a comment below with your shelter building experiences or any questions you have. I'm here to help. Until then, stay safe, stay dry, and keep prepping.